Hey there, it's Mo Lenny Disc Golf, here to review a disc that is a staple in my bag, probably one you've never heard of, in my opinion, the best overstable approach disc in the game, the Viking Discs Loki. I'm going to be reviewing it in 3 different plastics. The first one is the Viking Discs Storm plastic, going to be very comparable to Champion plastic. First flight is going to be a flat release straight, and you'll see this disc is so overstable. It just wants to dump. It ends up on a vertical angle by the time it gets to the ground. On a flex line, it is immediately fighting out and almost ends as far left as the flat release did. Forehand, flat release. Same thing, just wants to dump into the ground. And next on a forehand, hyzer release. Does carry a little bit further on this one before dumping out. This is not a max distance disc by any means. It is an overstable disc that wants to get to the ground. This next is in their ground plastic, which is very similar to DX or D-Blend. It's their base plastic, though it has been pretty durable for me. Here on a flat release, still very overstable. Doesn't end quite as vertical. You'll see it has more of a fade rather than a dump. On an Anheuser release, you'll see it wants to come out so fast again. It is always going to fight out of that Anheuser angle. Flat release forehand. Fades hard, but not as vertically as the Storm plastic. And then on a hyzer angle here again, with the ground plastic, ends up just being very dumpy. Hard to get any distance on these with a hyzer angle. Finally, I have another Loki in the ground plastic, though this is one that's been in my bag for about 1.5 years, so it is super beat up, warped. Some of its overstability has left. So you'll see here on a flat release, get some decent distance before still having its dependable fade. Now here's where you're going to see the biggest difference in this disc versus the other two. On an Anheuser angle, you'll see surprisingly it actually holds that for the majority of its flight before fighting out and just ending flat. Forehand released on a flat angle, you do get it to push forward pretty far before its dependable fade brings it back to the ground. And when released on this hyzer angle, there's actually a subtle flip up before fighting out again. This is to end just a short hole, 150 feet. I'm going to throw all 3 discs back to back on a pretty strong hyzer to keep me from going much past the basket. First one ends right next to the basket. The second, spoiler alert, is actually going to hit the cage. Third is in this Storm plastic. I do grip lock a little bit, pull it out to the right, but its overstability brings it back. Still leaves me about 10 to 12 feet. If you've been on the hunt for an overstable approach disc, get yourself a Loki. Tell them Mo Lenny Disc Golf sent you. Thanks for watching this review. Have an awesome day. I'll see you next time.